Hello. Namaste. That's funny. I think I was bending over just now. Great. Well, welcome to today's yoga class. This will be a 60-minute class. But we'll get started. What you'll need, thinking, always thinking. You'll need possibly 2 blocks, at least one. Yeah, I almost told you like our spoiler alert. We just have to stay tuned. All right, yeah, so let's do it. Silence our phones. Oh, I'm just gonna close my door just a little bit so my dog doesn't come in and out because he does that. I know you guys see me like trying to balance with him going between my legs. So do that while you get your 2 blocks, your water. I always want to do yoga with your pets on the deck outside and then have them go in and out and in and out. That's funny. Okay, so, all right. I'll have a comfortable seat. Ooh. Lovely to see you. You're seeing this wherever you are in the world. One of the things I really love about tantric yoga and about Anusara, I'm Anusara inspired at this point in time, is how it constantly reminds us of the co-creatorship of life. And it's a lovely thing to think about. So even like in the depths of despair, you're not alone, right? And just knowing that you get to be part of this artist in your own life, and you are completely manifesting the next best thing and then the next best thing. And that just excites me so much. It like your life really does become like an artwork or a painting. And I love that idea. So you're never alone, right? You always have your community. You always have universal consciousness and love and light, the same place that we come from. So I'm just going to read a little poem that echoes that idea back. And it's a poem that I wrote a long time ago, but I love it. It's when I first started studying this idea, the tantric philosophy. But it's called To the Divine. Yeah, so go ahead, take a comfortable seat. I'm going to settle you again as I get back there too. It'd be the inner thigh. So we go in, back and apart. The inner thighs go in, back and apart. You find the lengthening of the tailbone. Just take a moment to soften in, to arrive in your body, in the here and the now. As you draw in just enough from your periphery, the ends of the fingers and the knees, into the seat of the pelvis, to this happiness of sinking into the earth. And then also the sense of extending back out, up and out. Much like the flowers that are blooming right now outside. I know part of you was born the day I was born. I know you cannot know the sorrow I feel until I feel it first. I know you feel a twinkle when I smile. I know you created me to feel this human experience, smile or no. I know you will hold and love me until I can do the same for myself. In return, I will let you look through the windows of my eyes at all of this. Eyes can be open or closed, or you can gaze at one point. Let's take a few more breaths here. You're welcome to bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly to self-regulate yourself even more. That hug to the self, the holding to the self. Breathing into the back plane of the body, the front plane of the body. All the breath out as you feel the hug of the navel towards the spine. You just notice, you listen, you feel. Your next in-breath, breathing to the back plane, the front plane, the right, the left, from bottom of the lung to the top of the lungs. And all the breath out. Perhaps you can bring the prayer hands together before the heart. inviting in your intention, and it could be that sweet intention of the co-creatorship of life, knowing that you are supported, and know as well that you are so powerful. You are your own guru in so many ways. Yoga is so amazing because it allows us to slow down so we can listen to ourselves and then hear those bits of information that we so need, right? That allows us to become that co-creator, to become that guru, that leader for ourselves. We'll seal in with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shankaya Niralampaya Tejase. And make your way to tabletop on your mat, on your hands and your knees. You might have to do that thing where I move the camera around a little bit. And you can have a blanket underneath your knees if you need it. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think you can see me. I think you can see all of me here. Yeah, so hands and knees and tabletop, wrists and shoulders line up, knees underneath the hips. Those can be tucked, or bring the tonal bed of the feet flat. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the spine. On your exhale, round through the spine. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So warming up the body. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Good. Exhale, rounding through. Take your time to warm up, to stay close to the earth. And we're going to find a neutral spine, either rounding or lifting. Take a side bend. Your right ear will go towards your right hip. And then switch left to right. And then switch. A little wag of the dog. And come back to neutral. Good. Yeah. Let's see if anyone else is coming in today. Good. And right from here, we're gonna walk your knees back a little bit. Tuck the toes under, and inhale, get really tall from your waistline to your hip. And on your exhale, settle the arm bones a little bit more circularly into the socket of the arm. And take an inhale here and draw your inner thighs and broaden them back a little bit towards the ceiling. Good. Tone the belly as you draw the navel towards the spine and lengthen the tailbone. Good. Keep that and lift the seat up and back for down dog. And so there's still this broadening laterally of the pelvis. And as you press the hands down and forward and press the hips up and back in space in your down dog. And the back plane of the body continues to broaden. There's the spaciousness that you continue to create. And enjoy another full breath in and a full breath out. And we're just gonna do a little flow here to continue to warm up. Inhale, lift the heels up. As you match movement with breath, exhale, lower the knees down. Inhale, crown of head, tailbone lifts. On your exhale, round through the spine. I just broaden my knees a little wider. You can do the same. This is like a puppy stretch. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Now, if this doesn't work for you and you inhale, you lift the heels up.
You can stay more grounded in our tabletop and do those other 2 stretches we just did. Inhale, lift and lengthen the crown of the head, the tailbone. And do the wag of the dog, or just stay on your knees in your tabletop, just knowing that there's all different levels. Attending, inhale to table, exhale down dog. So honor your body where you are today, right? You are your own guru. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the knees down. Inhale, crown of head, tailbone lifts. So round through the spine. Looks like a puppy stretch here. Inhale to table. Exhale, down dog. Good. And we're just gonna tiptoe the feet up to the hands. Take a forward fold at the top of the mat. Press down into the feet. And you just take a moment here in your forward fold to look down at your amazing feet that you have. Press down through the big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, the outer heel, and lift up through the main arch of your both feet. Yeah, and feel that lift as you draw the energy from the earth all the way up into the pelvis, and from the pelvis all the way back down, and then all the way back up and out. So you're gonna feel like your head, even here, there's like a lengthening of the head down as you shake it out, as you shake your head, yes, and you recommit to this time for yourself to go in, to look within, to find the answers that you need. And very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come all the way up. Reach up. Hands before the heart center in sweet remembrance that you are divine. You are that which you seek. And arms down by the side. We'll do a few salutes of the thumbs or namaskar. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch, reach up. Root down, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're gonna start in your high plank. Feet go way back. Lower the knees down if you need to. Gaze slightly forward. Bend the elbows more to the back and then out to the side as you lower all the way down. So this is a prep that we're doing here. You won't have to do this again. In other words, lift the arms up, press down through the tops of your feet, and lift the heart up. The gaze will be neutral, slightly forward in space and line, the neck in line with the spine. In other words, yeah. The rhomboids come together and down the back. And then lift up. Okay, perhaps the hands come down, and then you lift up a little more. And the shoulder blades, the shoulder blades come together and down the back. And even here, the neck stays in line with the spine. We're gonna lower down. Just make a little pillow for your head. Bend the knees, bring the toes together. Dig the knees down. Good, and then lift. Good, lift your hips up a little bit to broaden, to bring the inner thighs in, back and apart a little bit more. So feel that. Keep that, lengthen the tailbone to find more of a neutral pelvis. Yeah. So even here, as you do both of those things, as you press down through the knees and you lift your fanny up a little more to draw the inner thighs in, back and apart, and then lengthen the tailbone to that inner fire at your pelvis, right? Your Uddiyana Bandha lock, your core lock. So when you keep all of those things, so still, even your tiny little pinky toe, oh my gosh, your tiny little pinky toe presses down. The belly's locked, the shoulder blades together, curl up again. So maybe you're gonna be able to curl up a little here. Tuck the toes. Anyway you want to get there, you can go into a child's pose first. Down dog, full breath in. Full breath out. You don't have to lift your hands for the future flows that we go through. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot to your right thumb, lower the left knee down. Okay. Hands can come to your block or to your front thigh. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Big stretch here, yeah. Full breath in. Full breath out. And pull the ribs in a little bit more and knit the ribs towards the pelvis, reach up. Hands come down. Good. Lift the left knee up, step the left foot forward and fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, hands to the shins. Exhale to fold, press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Big stretch, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. We'll go again. Inhale to your halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, right foot steps back. Lower the right knee down, hug left leg to right, right to left, hands to a block or to your front thigh. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And so as the more expressive we become, the bigger the shapes, the more we have to remember to look within, to hug the periphery of the body to the core lines. And hands come down, down dog. Full breath in to the midline as well, right? Full breath in. Enjoying the breath, right? As you warm up even more and more. Right, so look at your left thumb. As many of few steps as it takes. Left foot to your left thumb, lower the right knee down. Inhale and come on up. Full breath in. Full breath out. And continue to squeeze the inner thighs in, back and apart, hands come down. We're still warming up. Right foot steps forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps way back. Lower the left knee. Inhale and sweep up. It's about one full breath in and out. You can pause a little longer. We'll always meet again in down dog, right? So we're always going to catch up either at the top of the mat or in down dog. Hands come down. Downward facing. Here we go. So you can stay here. You can skip it. Inhale the high plank position. Exhale to low. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So good. So this is where you might need your two blocks. I want to grab them if they're out of the way. We'll add on a little more as you continue to thaw out and go in. Okay. Right foot steps to your right thumb. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And that exhale, your hands come down. They come down to your blocks. They could be at the highest level. And this is just to feel once again the inner thighs. Take a moment, to bring the booty back in space. The inner thighs go in, back, and apart. And it's as if like you have a strap around your right leg. And it rolls your inner thigh out. And your right sit bone goes out to the right a little bit. And then same for your back leg, your left leg. So if someone were pulling a strap that's wrapped around your left leg out to the left. So there's this whole entire broadening that happens. And then the counterbalance is to bring the flesh of the seat underneath, lengthen the tailbone. And that brings everything in just enough. And then you reach up from there. And continue to soften in with each and every inhale and exhale. And broaden out. Enjoy one more full breath in. Full breath out. You got it. Nice. Hands come down. Lift the left knee, step to the top of the mat and fold. And you can use your blocks to do that if you would like to use them that way. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, I'm going to step your right foot way back. Just take a moment here, just as you did on the first side. We'll take the time here as well. Feel that sense of bringing your inner thighs in, back, and apart. And there's this expansion of the pelvis right and left. There's a back broadening of the back plane of the body. And then from the space of deep power within, lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the waistline as well as you inhale and sweep the arms up. And continue to hug everything into the pelvis, right? So even asking the earth, for more energy, if you will, right? Asking the earth underneath you, all the way up to the pelvis. And the pelvis, you go all the way back down and then all the way back up and out. Maybe the head goes back more, the arms reach out a little bit more as you're warmer, as you're thawing, as you're looking within. Hands come down. Lift the right knee, step the right foot forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale all the way up, reach up, rise high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay.
Take a moment here to close your eyes, to go within, to feel what you feel. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. So vinyasa or no, we'll all meet in down dog. Step the feet back. Inhale to high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. And step your left foot to your left thumb. And then lower your right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So adding on to this idea, bring your left forearm to your left thigh for a moment and kick your right leg out to the side. Almost like a knee down, Ardha Konasana here. Yeah. Or is it? It kind of is, right? Yeah. Good, and then reach the top arm up and overhead. So you can also feel that sense of the broadening as the inner thighs roll in, and as well as that lengthening of the tailbone as you lengthen your waistline towards the earth and you reach of the top half of the body. Yeah, and then the hand comes down. Nice job. Right foot steps forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Left foot goes way back. So pardon my back here. You lower the knee down. You can use your blocks if you need to. Right forearm to your thigh. And it's a little kick. And you just have to move the foot and the leg a little bit. And either be on the ball of the foot like I am, or have the tonal bed of the feet flat. Good. That inner thigh, the inner thighs, you can even bow into your own heart a little bit. Look within, bring the inner thighs back. And then find that beautiful lengthening, the power of that deep belly, that Uddiyana Bandha lock at your core base. Perhaps the top arm goes high. Good, nice, hands come down. Come to the ball of the back foot. We're gonna step forward and fold once more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, press to your feet. Inhale, come all the way up, big stretch here. Hands to the heart center. We're gonna take a wide stance on your mat. Just gonna move, you wanna have one block handy. Take a wide stance on your mat and bring the feet broad and wide. Yeah. Toes will face outward, peak toe edge of your feet parallel with the front and the back of your mat. Exhale and fold. Breathe in and out. To that sense of hugging as we get like broader like this from right to left, and you can go wider with your feet if you have that flexibility. We have to remind ourselves that the shins have to come in more. Right? Then we have to ask the skin to muscle the bone to protect ourselves, to create that safe boundary. So then we can go back out and shine brightly. Full breath in. Beautiful breath out. And then inhale, start to walk the hands slightly forward. Bend into the knees, hands catch the top of the thighs, slowly come up. Nice job. All right, the right toes will go forward in space towards that short edge of your mat, if you will. Yeah, and then reach the arms out from the shoulders down into your right knee. Nice. Good. Virabhadrasana 2. Right forearm to your thigh. Utthita, and top arm comes up and overhead. Ardha Konasana. You definitely, yeah, so the seat goes kind of back in space. And then you find that beautiful lengthening. And as you're super strong in that core base, perhaps the ears can go back and the head can go back more. And there's still this strengthening and the toning of the legs, right, into the seat of the pelvis. The inner thighs draw in and the pelvis broadens. And then there's this lengthening of the waistline away from all of that. The tailbone lengthens, the flesh of the booty muscle wraps underneath. And then from your pelvis, you extend out and you brighten, you get big. Yeah, come on up. Straighten your front leg, dial the right toes in, dial the left toes out. Reach the arms out from the shoulders, big bend into your left leg. Your Virabhadrasana 2, other side, soft gaze at the front. And I know I'm looking at you guys. You can front fingertips. Good, yeah, and the heart, the hips, used to the side of the room. Full breath in and just be and breathe. Feet apart, so Konasana. Front forearm, left forearm to the thigh. Perhaps right hand to the hip just for a moment as you bring the inner thighs in, back and apart a little bit, and then you find that ever so narrowing of the pelvis as you lengthen the tailbone. Top arm goes high. And breathe. Perhaps the head goes back a little bit more, showing this beautiful long line of energy. From the pinky toe edge of your back foot through the fingertips of the top hand, you extend out from the pelvis. You brighten, you get big. You hug in to the pelvis. And you ask the energy of the earth, the divine energy of the sunlight today to brighten and shine you. Inhale, we're going to come all the way back up. Nice job. Hands to the waistline, dial the toes in. So you have a block, you can grab your block, you can shake that out if that was a lot. Maybe a lot. Right hand receives the block. You don't have to use it if you don't need it. Oh good, you can see my feet. Fantastic. The right toe face towards that short edge. Actually, why don't you come here for a moment? So wherever you are in your practice, just come close to the screen and close to me. Yeah, I'm going to show this 2 ways. I'm going to show this with my torso facing you and then with my back as well. So you can see where I'm placing the block. And that depends, like you have to be your own guru, right? So we'll see where you need to be. I'm going to bring this to the highest level for my triangle pose. My block comes down and it's right behind my leg. And I'm going to show it from behind too, so you can kind of see. Yeah, it's right behind my leg. And it allows me to be in like a stronger plane of line here. And you can see how much of an opening there is in the torso and how strong and steadfast that core Uddiyana Bandha lock we've been working on has to be as well. Yeah. Yeah, you hug like crazy. You firm and tone the muscles of the legs up. And we're going to go to that other side. And I'm going to show you this from the back, so you can see this from the back, because I know my pants are dark. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch out. Oh, that's such a good idea. I'm going to switch out the block, and you can see the contrast a little better. So this is the block. You don't have to put your block where I have it, but it might be like ding, ding, ding for you today, right? But the block just brings the earth closer to you. It's not that you need it and you might not need it. Reaching out, right? Just like a star, but your left toes are facing forward. In Trikonasana pose, you're getting ready to descend, but just watch for this one. The block goes pretty much right behind my calf, right? So that's like a way of hugging in too. And then you reach up. Okay. So what happens sometimes if you bring the block or the hand too far forward is that our shoulders then start to tweak the low back. And we want to have that broadening right here that you've been working on. You want to have the bones stacked on top of one another in this alignment, and that's where they are optimally here. Or if you're not using a block and you're just kind of hovering, you're still in that space, right? But if you go too far forward or in the other side, right? If you're on your left and you're reaching to the right, there's this tweaking that might happen in the low back. So that's why I wanted to show you. Well, where do you place the block? How close to your leg? And it's pretty close, shaving the calf muscle. All right, so let's give that a go. So what you'll remember is that you're hugging skin to muscle, muscle to bone, everything into the pelvis. From the pelvis, you extend back down. into the earth. Your block lightly grazes your calf muscle right behind your leg if you can, and then if not, you can hover. So let's do it. So let's broaden our stance on our mat. Right foot goes out, stretch the arms out from the shoulders, take a deep breath in. Good. Super strong legs here to hold you in space. Exhale, descend. Right hand down, left arm goes high. Breathing in and out. And so you can, the left arm can go up a little higher, maybe the ears can go back. And you'll come all the way up. Dial the right toes in, left toes go out. Good. Broaden out. Shoulders out. Give your star left toes to the front of your room and exhale, descend down. Inhale and notice the torso and lungs expand out to allow the outer, more dense body to soften over the inner light to that truth that's always within you. Firm and tone the legs. Draw the inner thighs back and apart to broaden the sit bones. So it's that opening in the back plane. Keep that. Lengthen the tailbone and bring the fleshy part of the booty muscle underneath. Yeah. And from the center of the pelvis, shine out and reach out, expand and get bigger, get brighter. And one more full breath in if you can. Full breath out. And then you can come all the way up. You can leave the block where it is. If you picked up your block with you, I know I've done that before too. Just bring the block down. Okay. The feet can pretty much stay where they are and explore a beautiful goddess shape. So the toes may already be slightly out to the side. If not, make it so. Yeah, bend into the knees. And the arms out, elbows in line with the shoulders, for the fingers nice and wide. And add a little bit of a lengthening of the tailbone. Yeah, and then shine the knees out towards the second toe in from your big toe. Okay, I'm just holding here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down and slowly straighten the legs. Okay, and then shake it out a little bit. All right, so Vrikshasana tree pose. In tree pose, you might want to bring your gaze of your eyes to one point. Okay, I'm going to start on your left foot. I'm going to face this way. Your left foot, sole of your right foot could be up to the inner thigh. It could be below your knee or here for kickstand. I'm just going to explore kickstand today. That helps hands to your hips, to your waist. And what that does is if your right hip's a little higher, it just helps to level off your hips. Meaning so then your waistline is parallel to the floor underneath you. Right, and the right hip and left hip are level. And so you go to heart center or reach the arms up. And so heart center, release the foot down. And take a moment to firm and tone your standing leg on the right leg. And even here, it's the right inner thigh goes back, the right sit bone and left sit bone broaden. And as you lengthen your tailbone, as you take your pose, left foot either above or below the knee or kickstand, and just that right amount of energy hugging into the pelvis and then down into the earth, and just like a springboard all the way back up and out as you brighten out, hands to heart center, reach the arms high as you get bigger and brighter. As you go in, and the more that you go in and you look for your own answers, you get to become more and more who you are. Things just get more true. And the other things that don't serve you start to fade away, and that is okay. Hands to heart center. And you become like a minimalist, if you will, okay? And then shake out your feet. And they get lighter as you move along on your path So arms by the side. We're gonna come to the top of your mat if you aren't already there. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch, reach up, reach down through the stems of the legs and the feet. Exhale and fold, bow and go in. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big inverted V. Press the hands down and forward, the feet down and back. Good, good. Just neutralize out the spine a moment and take a few breaths and arrive here in your down dog. So good. Nice. Right leg goes high. Pull the right knee in towards your nose. Bring the right knee right behind your right wrist as you lower down. Good. Lower down the knee, shin the ankle. Left leg comes down for Ekapada Rajakopatasana. Pigeon, single pigeon. Yeah. From here, you could stay here. You can fold forward. You can use a block underneath your forearms or underneath your hip. I'm going to show you reverse on your back. Pigeon on your back would be right ankle to the left knee. That could be more than enough. Or bring the right arm between the figure four of your legs and hug the legs towards you. And just work the breath here in your pigeon, whatever variation that you have chosen for you. See if you can soften in a little bit more. And part of that softening might be to relax the jawline, right? As we work on places like the hips, which are very much like our storage areas for emotions. Sometimes it's, I call it like the junk drawer that we have. We'll have one or two in our home or office. We have two. Everything's in those drawers, isn't it? Everything that's important. So just take a moment to do a little spring cleaning and relax the bottom jaw and allow that whatever's bubbling up from these areas of the body, like the jawline, the shoulders, the hips. You give it back to the earth. A few more breaths here. And come up. You can counter if you're on your back. You can do windshield wiper legs. If you're in your if you're on your belly, down dog to counter. You can do this variation of windshield wiper legs with the feet on the floor. You can just stay here and switch sides. If you're able to take single pigeon on the other side, you can come on up. Left leg lifts once the right leg's down. Pull the left knee in. And pretty much hide the left knee behind the left wrist or thereabouts. Right leg goes back. Lower the knee, shin, and ankle of the left leg. Yeah, and you don't have to have your left shin parallel with the top edge of your mat. Good. I'm going to show you something from the front for those of you that can see. If you're on your back, you can stay, but you can also look. Yeah. This is how much I'm hugging in so much. I'm on my knee. Back up a little bit. My knee and my shin. My inner thighs go in, back, and apart. That's that lengthening of the tailbone as I lower down. So I really feel that expansion in the back of the body. And then from there, fold. So even here, right? First we soften in, we arrive. We hug the limbs of the legs all the way up. Firm and tone the legs. We're on the inner thighs, out, back, apart. And then the lengthening of the tailbone. And even here, if you're on your back, there's like this lengthening of your tailbone towards the wall away from you. And you can feel that natural tone in your sit bones. Your sit bones go from apart to just that right amount of where they need to be. And then from the pelvis, you extend out with each and every exhale in either variations of your Ekapada Rajakopatasana. Each and every exhale, you just lengthen back out to the ends of the toes, to the ends of the top of the head. the shoulder, the right shoulder, left shoulder, right arm, left arm. From right hip to left hip, you expand and you brighten. A few more breaths on this side. See if you can soften the bottom jaw from the top jaw. And give back whatever you need to let go of from your winter as we move closer and closer into the warmth of spring. And the winter, by the way, is so important because it allows us that time to go in, you know, to find the dark so you can go into yourself and you can get clearer and clearer and get to know yourself even more and more. And it's discernment. You know what you do want, you know what you don't want. Good. Nice. Inhale. If you're on your back, you can stay on your back. Windshield wiper the legs. If you're on your belly, you feel free to counter in your down dog and lift a leg. Those who do that, no flip dog. You know, a few of you are. Okay. Right. If you're on your back, roll to a side and then come up to a seat for a moment. So I'm going to ask, I know you might be farther away from it. And then those of us that are in down dog, just lower to your knees. All right, I'm going to grab your block. I think you can see me here, yeah. I'm going to grab your block. Yeah. And then bring the block between, kind of like between your inner thighs and your knees. Yeah. And then inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, get really tall from your waistline to your fingertips. Good. And then just squeeze the block like crazy. Yeah. Good. Then inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and then exhale, bring the elbows down. Yeah. Dig the elbows down as before. Inhale, once again, brighten from the inner body and get big with breath. And on your exhale, wiggle the shoulder blades together. Really feel, hopefully you feel the back of the head. And if you're watching, just watch. You have a curve in your neck, the shoulders are pinned down. If you're already in it, that's also okay, but we'll try to build it together. Lift the hips up just a little, continue to squeeze your block. Good. And then as you have that block, kind of you're squeezing in just enough, not so much that you feel like you can crack a nut. If there is like a nut between your knees, the inner thighs go in, back and apart. Once again, you feel that? Yeah. And then as you lengthen the tailbone, broaden out laterally through the pelvis. Yeah. And then lift up. Hands come down by your side. If you have the flexibility, the length, all of those things in your arms, and you can mesh your hands underneath you, you may. If meshing the hands underneath you, make sure shoulders curl away from the mat like this, right? This is what's not to do. If you feel like that's happening, and then you have zero curve in your neck and the neck's flattening to the earth, I always recommend either coming back to elbows down or arms down by the side. Not all of it. It's like that guru thing that we're talking about. We're all our best teacher, and not all of us are meant to mesh the hands underneath, right? We don't have all the same length of bones. We won't always have all the same length in the shapes that we take. So I find that so exciting with yoga. So, you know, everything's so different. And then lower down. I'm gonna bring the block to the side. And if you already did, awesome. We'll explore bridge pose without a block, but just that idea of hugging from right to left, left to right, of finding that length, right, from shoulder to waistline. From right shoulder to left shoulder as well. You have to bring the elbows down if you don't need to. Those of you that are warm enough and you really want your Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can take your wheel pose today. If that's in your practice. If you're like, I don't know what that is, we'll see that. We'll build that. There's like two classes ago that I taught. We worked opening the shoulders. It looks like this. We worked opening the shoulders. And all the warm-ups before doing this. So this is more for bridge. This class is more for bridge. and hips than that full wheel, but just know. If you want to look for that, you can look for that in the other Patreons previously. It's like my commercial, and then slowly lower down. All right, bring those feet wide, knees bent. Take a moment to windshield wiper your legs. You're good. Happy baby. Straighten one leg and then the other. Perhaps, or no. Press the feet into the hands and the hands back up into the feet to feel that inner groin stretch. Nice. And we'll take a moment to pull the knees in. Just a nice hug. Keep the right knee in towards you. Bring the left leg long. Right arm up to the side. Right knee out to the left. Knees over the right shoulder. Good. Feel free to take a deep breath in. And a lot of sound out of the mouth if that feels just right. We can do that again. That letting go breath. And turn to center, bring the right leg long. Pull the left knee in. Left arm goes out to the side. Left knee goes out to the right as you twist. Full breath in. And then let it go. Another one like that, full breath in. And let it go. And then slowly return to your back. Bring the left leg out to the left corner of your mat, right leg out to the right. Shavasana, relaxation pose, pose. You can stay here. If being on your back like this does not feel good to you, you can roll to your left side. I'm gonna come up, you guys can stay down. Always bring something over your body like a shirt or a blanket. Maybe perhaps a blanket over your shoulder plexus, your torso. Be restorative for you. There's any, yeah. Anything else you need to get kind of comfy? Namah Shivaya, Gurave, Satchitananda, Murtaye, Nishram Panchaya, Shantaya, Niralamaya, Tejase, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Gurave, Satchitananda, Murtaye, Ishpram Panchaya, Shantaya, Niralamaya, Tejase, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Gurave, Satchitananda, Murtaye, Nishvam Panchaya, Shankaya, Nila Maya, we just say, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. Just take a moment here to deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and wiggle toes. You've been invited to roll the head right and left and right. And bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And then roll to your favorite side, the left side or the right side. And take a moment here to find gratitude for showing up today in your body, on your mat, and in your life. Slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Draw the hands before the heart. Bow to the seeing light within and all around. Namaste. 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 Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be well. I'll see you next time on the mat.